everybody, it's Keira and welcome back to my channel and happy 2022. Now, I can't lie to you, it's very early in the morning today. I have got a very long train journey and I thought, let's film this video now so I can edit it on the train for you guys. So you probably guessed it by the title and the thumbnail. I am doing my 2022 Formula 1 season predictions. Now I've got some bolder ones, I've got some more unique ones, and at the end of this video I will be doing my constructors and my drivers, so wait for that. But before I get on into the video, if you do enjoy it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel down below. But other than that, I think we should just get on into it. Actually, before we get on into it, I would like to let you guys know that I'm starting Twitch. I might have started it by now, I might not have started it by now, I'm not entirely sure. But if you do want to follow my Twitch, or if you're interested in Twitch streaming, I'm going to be doing all sorts over there, then the link is down below. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to predict is the best overtaker. Now I'm not entirely sure if I'd done this last year or to what extent, but obviously Formula 1 started to do their little best overtaker graphic and their little championship they had going on between Sebastian and Fernando. So I thought I'll definitely include that in my predictions if they do carry on as they did last year, and I think everybody really liked that. So now it is quite easy to say either of them two again because they are in those cars that are a little bit lower down, and obviously they can make their way up because of their talent, experience, all that sort of thing. That's kind of why they were at the top of that overtaking championship, if you will. So I feel like you could easily say Sebastian Vettel or Fernando Alonso again, but I feel like maybe Sergio Perez. I'll come on to this a little bit later, but I've definitely said this before on Twitter, TikTok, wherever else. I'm not entirely sure how good the Red Bull is going to be this year, just because how much of time and effort they put into last year. So maybe somebody like Sergio Perez, who was a little bit further back in the Red Bull last year anyway to Max Verstappen, may start like, I don't know, 8th or something, but obviously he may have that pace to start overtaking because we know the talent that Checo is. So maybe Sergio Perez, maybe Sebastian Vettel again, maybe Fernando Alonso again. Could be anyone. Now the next is, who do I think is going to be the worst teammates? I think this is quite an easy one, and I think I'm going to say the Haas drivers in Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. They really came to blow a good couple of times this year anyway, and I really just don't see that changing. I think that they're going to probably be even worse, especially if obviously last year Haas did not develop their car, and this year the Haas should be a developed car, and it should be a pretty competitive car this year. So if they are, as we expect them to be, more competitive this year, is it going to get worse with the teammates? You know, we know how Nikita drives on the track. Are we going to have a situation where they're having more of a battle up front and they've got other drivers involved? Is there going to be a real big, you know, not accident, but an incident maybe? Nothing, just an incident. Maybe it's not like a big accident on track, but it's a big incident off the track with them two. I just don't think they're going to get on still. So I'm not hopeful for this partnership. Now next is, who do I think is going to get the most amount of poles without a win? And I have gone with either of the Red Bull drivers, probably Max Verstappen. And I know that's a massive thing to say, and I'm probably very, very wrong. But you know what? I just thought I'm going to go bold here. And I'm trying to think of a car or a constructor of which has done well last year, but also have said that they did not develop as much for this year. And I could easily say a McLaren, because apparently they were on the drawing board 2 minutes ago, but I don't know whether they've got place for the pole position, if that makes sense. So maybe you could have a situation like Lando Norris. We know he's popped up into P1 a good couple of times, where maybe that happens. If not, I feel like maybe a Red Bull, because I feel like they will still have that 1 lap pace, but maybe they don't have the race pace. I don't know. This was quite a hard one, but maybe a Red Bull or a McLaren, either 4 of them, might be able to get that, you know, 1 lap pace out, or maybe even an Alpha Tauri. I'm not like half the field here. Maybe like Pierre Gasly, hopefully not, or a Yuki Tsunoda. Obviously, I feel like he's going to really perform this year. So maybe it comes to a situation where they are really good on 1 lap pace, but they can't quite get the race pace up, which we did see within the Alpha Tauri last year. So I have now named half the grid. Okay, and the final little header point before I get on into the constructors and the drivers is, who do I think is going to have a really bad season and just really struggle? And I have said either Guan Yu Zhou or Esteban Ocon for this. I really want Esteban to have a good season, but I just don't know whether he's lost that 2018 Esteban Ocon spark, and I was really adamant this was going to come back. I was like, no, this is like definitely coming back, there's definitely not a problem. But now I'm just not too sure if there is a problem. I feel like he did get up to speed last year and then dropped, and then came back and then dropped, and I would like to be wrong because I really want that spark back, but I'm just not too sure. And then obviously the other driver I've said is Guan Yu Zhou, and I just feel like he's gonna, I mean, he's not been bad in terms of going up the categories in the junior formulas, but In anything, I actually think he got worse within Formula 2 each year. So I'm not entirely sure whether maybe that's wrong, but I just feel like he's going to struggle, especially with the experienced teammate in Valtteri Bottas. I'm just not entirely sure whether, I've said that so many times, I'm not entirely sure. I just don't know whether he's going to give what everybody wants him to give, and I don't know whether he's going to actually come out of the blocks and not struggle. I don't know. I just don't know if the machinery is too much for him, but I really hope not, because I like him. Okay, I'm going to go through the couple more before I get to constructors and drivers. I am going to keep you waiting, but just a couple of quick ones. The most fastest laps of the season, I have said George Russell. He's very good over a one lap, and he really gives off the same vibes as Lewis, because obviously he pretty much got taught by Lewis on how to drive, how to take a track. So I feel like that might be George Russell. And most DNFs, I think it's going to be Mazepin. As I said earlier, I think because Haas are going to be further out the field this year, and because Haas are going to be more involved with other drivers, I think Nikita is more likely to have an incident maybe which takes him out of the race. But again, the car reliability might be good, but I'm just not entirely sure. Sometimes the Ferrari customers seem to have quite a little bit of issues. So I'm not too sure. I'm going to say Mazepin. Okay, so Constructors time now. So in P3 for the Constructors Championship, I have said McLaren. Okay, so McLaren were 4th last year, I believe, and they were just fighting with Ferrari but did get pipped. And I think that McLaren are going to be good this year. I'm a little bit concerned because I know that they were kind of on the drawing board not long ago. I think there was a little bit of an issue there, but I'm going to be positive with it, and I'm going to, you know, really think positive about the McLaren, and I think they can get up into P3 and they can keep themselves there. Okay, so P2 is going to, not Red Bull, Ferrari, okay? And that's probably quite low for them, because I know so many people are like, Ferrari are gonna win this championship hands down. People are like, oh, absolutely on this Ferrari hype train, and it could well happen, but I'm just not entirely convinced. I really just think that they are going to be very good, and they have upgraded, and they are back to their Ferrari ways. But I don't think they're going to be at the level of the next people, which are Mercedes. I still think Mercedes are going to be on this high trajectory. They did not really, they brought like 2 upgrades last year. And I know everyone's talking about, oh, the Haas is going to be so good, or the Ferrari's going to be so good, because like they didn't upgrade last year, and now this year they're going to like take everything they can into this new car. Well, that's literally what Mercedes done last year. There was like 2 updates, I think, throughout the season, and they were very, very minor. Also, sorry, I seem to have a bit of a blocked nose. Sorry if I sound really weird today. I can hear in my voice that I think it's not coming out the way it normally does. Anyways, I'm talking about Mercedes. I just think they've still got this constructors in the bag, and I feel like obviously I really rate Lewis Hamilton, but that's, you know, proven fact, statistics. George Russell is somebody that doesn't have that Formula 1 statistics, even though he obviously does have that in other areas. And as you guys know, I love the feeder series, and I know that George Russell is great. And I think he's absolutely amazing, and he's going to give Lewis Hamilton a good run for his money this year. So I definitely think that that's going to be a Mercedes quite easy constructors, to be honest. I mean, I think Ferrari will give it, but I think Ferrari are probably going to have this battle with McLaren a little bit more, or maybe Red Bull. But I haven't put Red Bull up there. I know. I just don't know about them at the moment. I feel like we really need to go to testing and see what they've actually done with this car. I feel like they're really an unknown this year. But I'm hoping that they're going to be up there for sure. Okay, and the Drivers' Championship. Now for P3, I have said Carlos Sainz. This is a problem for Ferrari, and I could definitely get into this in another video, which I probably will do. This is a real problem for Ferrari, because they had Mick Schumacher on a 2-year deal, pretty much, at Haas, and they were going to bring him up to the Ferrari the next year after he's had a couple of years of development in the lower team. Brought Carlos Sainz in. Maybe they should have kept with Sebastian Vettel for another 2 years, but they decided to bring Carlos Sainz in for 2 years. And obviously keep Charles Leclerc. I don't think that would be an option for them to get rid of. But Carlos Sainz has turned it up, as we expected. I don't know what Ferrari thought he was going to do. But Carlos Sainz has turned up, and he's like, look, I am here to play. I am not here to play second fiddle. I am going to show you who's boss. And I think they were quite even on points in the end last year, but I definitely feel like Carlos was more of a driver that I saw more. He was a driver that I think done better, and I think he will beat Charles next year. So Carlos Sainz, P3 in the championship. Now P2, I guess you're sitting here thinking, Keira, what are you going to say? And this is really difficult, because I am so sure George Russell is going to give Lewis a really big run-in, okay? But I feel like this is going to be very tight. I'm going to say George Russell for P2, because I just feel like Lewis probably does slightly have that edge. But I'm telling you, this is going to be close. I really think this is going to be close. I can't see George Russell stepping into that Mercedes and not performing. We saw what he done in Sakhir. We know how quickly he is to be able to adapt to a new series or a new car. We've seen in literally anything he's entered, he's just been right at the top. Don't think that's going to change at the pinnacle of motorsport. I really think he's going to still shine. And I think, as I said, he's going to give Lewis a run in. They are very similar styles in driving, which I like. I feel like they're going to be very comfortable with each other. I don't think it's going to get toxic or anything like that. I do just think that Lewis is going to pip him. So that's why, for my world champion for 2022, I have said Lewis Hamilton. I know that could probably say that's an easy one and it's not a controversial one, but I'm not here to be controversial because I want to sit back and watch this video back in November, December next year. This year, oh my god, I need to get in my head it's 2022. I need to watch this video back at the end of the year and be confident that I have got some things right. And I'm not going to say anything stupid. Sorry, I'm here to be a realist. I do think Lewis is going to get his 8th. I think, you know, I don't even want to talk about the FIA stuff. But he would have had an 8th last year if the meddling didn't happen. So I just think it's coming. But again, at this current time as I'm filming, is Lewis even going to carry on in Formula 1? It's a mess. Who steps in for the Mercedes then? Gutierrez? Stoffel? Nick? Nick de Vries. No. So there we have it. That is it for today's video. And those are my 2022 Formula 1 season predictions. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel down below because I'm going to come back to these in November, December time and review them all. See what I got right, see what I didn't. Things like that. Don't forget to follow my Twitch because I will be live streaming on there a good couple of times a week once I get myself into a routine. I'm just really excited for 2022, guys. Fun! But yeah, comment down below what you thought and I will speak to you soon in another video. Bye!